my class is at 6 o'clock. So, welcome to the City of Wallingford, study session on how the projects become a complete city. We're talking about streets, sidewalks, ADA ramps, bike lanes, and et cetera.
Yes,
Everybody else is there.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good evening, council. My name is Public Works Utility Director. Tonight, we're hoping to have an interactive discussion on the there issues pointed out. There's no exact science on how all those projects. We have a lot of things going on. If you drive around town right now, you can see a lot of things happening. So, as we talked about, the third sidewalks, intersection improvements, asphalt overlays, and on and on and on. There's lots of ways these projects get built and teams behind them. Derek Bale, city engineers here, and John Madsen, assistant city engineer as well. We're going to kind of walk through a PowerPoint that hopefully will stimulate your minds and give you some ideas on how the various projects happen over the last few years. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, so as we move into this, things to think about, the first that I just jotted down is projects happening in lots of different ways throughout. Citizen requests, accident histories, private developments, private project, grants, program criteria, opportunities, pool projects. Transit system need. Zones, rural walk routes, things like that. Lots of things. Different opportunities throughout the year. Transportation plan and whatnot. So with that, Derek was going to jump in this PowerPoint to get a question to stop up and try to answer and there job and I'll let them go.
Like,
5 minutes. Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you, Ryan, for the introduction. Yeah, so we're here to talk about complete streets and how we prioritize projects and select projects. Like Ryan said, interactive, feel free to interrupt, ask questions, there's a document, feel free to add as needed. So we'll start. What it is for context, I just wanted to kind of give our definition of complete streets as outlined in the code 4.05.010. The city shall, to the maximum extent practical, scope, plan, design, construct, operate, and maintain appropriate facilities for the safe accommodation of pedestrians, bicyclists, transit users, motor, emergency responders, freight, and users of all ages and abilities in all construction, retrofit, or reconstruction projects. So that was the context, and we'll get into the video here. So project construction, a project needs to be part of the things. One is the 6-year transportation improvement plan, which I think Josh is trying to present to you guys in June this year, about a couple months ago. We're required to do that in June each year and then send it to the state in July. It's a laundry list of projects that are broken into 2 types. There's a project with secured funding. That means it's either budgeted and or it has received grant funds. Or there's potential projects which don't have secured funding, but they are prioritized by staff and council as projects that we'd like to try to secure funding for. In addition to the secure plan, obviously before construction needs to be budgeted and then approved in the budget either or in a supplemental budget adjustment as the projects arrive. So resources used to determine which projects. So there's many factors that go into project selection for the SIP or the budget. There's many plans, studies, and input that are juggled to complete our project list, and we'll go through each one of these items All in favor, yeah. The largest, most complex plan is the city's comprehensive plan, which was last adopted, in 2017. And our next plan is scheduled, update is, scheduled slated for 2026. This comp plan includes an in-depth chapter on transportation, which models the city's entire traffic system, for the current year and also, the 20-year forecast. These are 27 level of services for specific locations within our system and also our forecasted level of services. I just want to highlight a few of the main goals for our comp plans. Goal T1, policy C, is to prioritize safety improvements as part of every project, including maintenance tasks when possible. Goal T2, another example, is 3 grid intervals, half miles for arterial street, quarter mile for collector streets, and a maximum 600 foot for pedestrian connections. Goal T2, policy B, are level service standards. Level service B is for local access streets. Arterials and collectors are level service C, and our interchanges are level service D.
Derek, can you explain what level of service be?
There's a slide later on that kind of shows what there's a kind of a breakdown of delay and functionality. That's so I'll get to that here in just a second. So continue another example goal. Goal T3 fills gaps in the system to accommodate safe, enjoyable, and energy efficient travel by all modes of transportation. And we have an adopted roadway functional classification map. This kind of shows where our arterial streets and collector streets and our local access streets. Over the last several years, we've done a lot of due diligence trying to get these maps consistent with the county and also the state. So as of a couple years ago, all of our arterial and collector streets extended out into DGA maps to counties and all of the states. Okay, our active transportation plan was adopted by council in 2020, and the vision for the active transportation plan, the overall vision of the ATP is to make the community's transportation facilities more attractive and safer for all users. This will be achieved by developing projects that provide new and strengthened walking and biking connections to key destinations. The ATP has several plans, multimodal projects. These planned projects are based on many factors, including public input, other plans, the Circle the City, City of the Canyon, the Cascade Protection Study, bicycle friendly, community report cards, school walk routes, level service, level of stress, and analysis, and condition. Our previous non-motorized transportation plan and the current ATP have helped shape many ATP projects over the last several years, including bicycle lane to Willow Street, Tellman Avenue, Third Avenue Pathway, the Blues to Cascade Reconnection projects, our planned Benning Pathway projects and bike lanes, and our brick road sidewalks project that we will be starting next year.
Or active is non-motorized?
Yeah, so it used to be called non-motorized, and it's more of a positive terminology, so changed to active last time. Our Elwood Road Safety Plan. So back in, I think it was 2016, 2017, there was a safety, federal safety grant program that was out, available, funds available. With that, we had to update our 2019. We had to update our, we had to create a road safety plan to meet the requirements of the DETs in the state. We completed that safety plan in 2019, and actually, we were one of the first agencies in the state, Mr. Matson, that did a wonderful presentation at a Washout Symposium about safety plan. That means that we are in the process of, we got a new grant last month ago or 6 months ago for a Safe Streets for All safety plan update. So we're going to update our safety plan, it's actually before council later on tonight, an agreement for the grant, to be more in-depth analysis of the city system in going out into the urban road area.
How does this relate to Vision Zero, and or does it?
It does. Vision Zero is kind of this different terminology, same thing. It's a safety plan. Vision Zero goal, obviously, we want 0 accidents, 0 fatalities as the state goal. This safety plan is to promote that goal. So we have our safety plan, safety for all that, we're gonna, do an updated plan that includes stakeholders, school district central, Central Transit, Degas County, WashDOT. Our approved trucker, so back in February 2000, council approved adopted a truck route. This is just better focus on the truck route, and get break through the community. Break movement is essential in our community and is critical in consideration in projects. Our Ellsworth 80 transition plan, for the right of way, council adopted our transition plan back in 2019. Includes a full assessment and evaluation and rating of every 80 ramp inside of the city. We utilize summer interns that use BART levels and measure slope by every 80 ramp sidewalk throughout town. With that, we created a prioritizing list. And here's a snapshot of that prioritized list. This is a working document. You can see on the far right, the plan improvement date and completion date, the when, this was completed in 2019, we've been tackling, striking those locations off as we complete them. This is a very large list of sidewalk improvements. Anything that doesn't meet current ADA requirements that is on that list, ADA requirements changed in the last 10 years. So what was installed in early 2000 doesn't meet the current requirements now, so it's on the list, even though it's fairly close in the way that it's lower on the prior list, but there's a very extended list of sidewalks that we've got that. Speaking of sidewalks, we have several ways to complete sidewalk improvements. We have our annual sidewalk repair program where we complete 80 improvements around town. Based off the prioritized list of requests, we received from the community. We have $160,000 annual for this. In addition to that program, any capital projects, we're required to complete ADA upgrades that are adjacent to that. We'll have our overlay project to do that. The ADA rounds doing that projects. For example, this year we're going to overlay them along the LA Main Street and the ADA rounds. Corresponding utility plans and projects. The city has the benefit of operating and owning several utilities, water, sewer, storm, gas, power. And with that, there's a lot of project needs for those respective utilities. We obviously we have a water main project that needs to go in. We'll join that with other utility projects or transportation projects. So utility projects may lead to the merging of transportation and the increase of the prioritization of the transportation. Elevated over. Central Transit. So the city of Ellsworth provides fixed route transit services to our residents, and in addition to paratransit and outright services. These are vital modes of transportation for our citizens. Transit elements are incorporated in many of our transportation projects. For example, Alder Street project includes some bus pull-outs and seating. Our Gateway project includes bus pull-outs, bus shelters were installed on our element improvement projects. Our transit development plan. So we have a transit development plan that was adopted by council. 2023-2024 goals in that plan include the improvements of ADA ramps, concrete work at bus stops, and bus pull-outs. The ongoing goal of that plan is to continue to monitor development and traffic patterns for potential changes and or route expansion. School walk. So school district has a school walk route for each school that they have, and here's just a couple of snapshots of that. These are adopted and incorporated into our comprehensive plan, their active transportation plan, and also our in our developments. These provide us specific information so we can help prioritize the pedestrian and multi or active transportation modes that get active. Traffic impact fees. So this is probably the most keep our hand on just because these are dictated by development. But back in 2009, city adopted traffic impact fees. Development pays at the time of building permits, based off the peak hour trip, and it put into a pot of money that has to be spent within 10 years. These traffic impact funds can be used for improved capacity or active transportation improvement projects that are included in the city's SIP, but also on our traffic impact fee project that's taken account of. Staff closely monitors and development patterns to ensure each development is in compliance with the city's adopted level of service and requirements. And or the developers are appropriately mitigates any compliance issues. So this slide shows a snippet of our GIS flat tracker map that kind of shows categories in that year where development is happening. So you can see the shaded areas are different developments. So this is a tool to help monitor what we're seeing development building. So our traffic impact analysis. So we have a project list that are associated with traffic impact fees, and projects have to be incorporated in this list for adopted by council for funds that traffic impact funds to be used for. So we've updated these several times. The last was in 2022. The further outline of proposed developments are to be completed. And when development, we created this guideline to help guide development and their engineers on what is required. So they're required to submit a traffic impact analysis for each development and ensure their impact of traffic and what it does to our system. So in 2022, we created these guidelines that better create consistency within developments. So any project that creates 10 peak hour trips is required to complete a trip distribution before analysis of that was. The guidelines also describe the methodology to determine the study area, other requirements of each development's completed traffic impact analysis.
So is there a threshold? I mean, if you build less than 9 units, it's
Then you're,
then you're, so is that what, more than 10?
it's 10 peak hour trips.
And so
Creates the
You
requirement for the analysis.
you assume every household creates one peak hour trip.
Correct, yeah. So there's plenty of men that kind of dictate, you can have a small family or single family residential. The guidance of how many trips is created is like square footage or number of employees or number of days or different criteria. Back to Heidi's question. So here's a snapshot of our level search requirements. So level service A is obviously a free flowing condition with very minimal delay. And as we work down the level service C, which is our minimum standard, there's applicable delay, and these are typically submitted intersections. For level search standards, you can see for arterial collector streets and D for interchanges. So any type of development with a completed traffic impact analysis, from this we'll evaluate several intersections and make sure they meet all the requirements. And if not, they're required amenities. So picture on the left here is our from our comprehensive plan, kind of shows the analysis that was done at that time and all the applicable level of services. So A, B, and C, we have C's, we have a couple of C's out there. This is 2017. Anytime a development comes in, they're required to update the analysis based on what they're going to be generating with their development to ensure that it's to meet those requirements. So we closely monitor this plan along with each development's traffic analysis to ensure we're meeting all requirements. So in addition to those plans, obviously we welcome feedback from the public. Staff and council are always interested in considering citizen comments. We have our DRL where on our website. We have also public staff is always open and willing to receive comments from Dr. Public. We also have obviously our hearings for the chief plan and our budget adoptions. So once the project's included in our secure transportation improvement plan, staff aggressively pursues any and all grant funding opportunities. We determine the best project fit from from our secure transportation project list, each specific grant, every grant has different criteria, so it's different things for the example, depending on what the grant requirements are and how the grant can be rated. So we use all the evaluation requirements and kind of big projects that best fit those grant applications. We have many typical funding sources that we see are transportation improvement board, which is a take out tax. We have our service transportation block grant, which is a federal grant, there's the safe routes to school, that's federally funded and we secure funding for. There's the transportation alternative program, Department of Health grants, community block grants, and many others. So this was kind of a snapshot that Josh presented to you guys on the STIP presentation, just kind of show typical funding sources. So 2023 is kind of a common year for us where it looks like about 2/3 of our capital transportation projects were funded from grant funds. And our agency has typically fared really well in the grant funds, and that's thanks to supporting council for allowing staff to pursue available funds. And we also have a dedicated staff who experience great efforts in securing these funds.
So before we move on to funding, so well, I guess it isn't formally proposed yet, but the county is going to go out for some road funding in the next couple of years. There's, I think it's, I don't know if it's property tax or if it's sales tax. Property tax. So if you overlay a property tax levy in the county, do city residents pay a proportional share and we get some of the money back for our roads, or are we excluded because we're inside the city and we pay in the city system?
So I can answer that.
Thank you.
So road tax is actually applied as a property tax to unincorporated areas only. So that road tax is applied to non-city residents.
Thank you.
And can I, so our city sidewalk fund, that reads,
That's our, yeah, we'll say next time.
so the original source of that is reading. And then sometimes I get the pushback on bicycle projects. So gas tax is never used for sidewalk and bike lanes, right? I mean, sometimes it's a big project like Helena, but we use other fundings for special sidewalk project or.
Well, for instance, the arterial street fund gas tax, the city gets gas tax. Motor vehicle fuel tax, portion of that goes to the street fund, which funds like these chip seals and things for the street department. Then the remainder of that funding goes in the arterial street fund, but we very much cover that in bigger projects, maybe like the new project or a sidewalk. But don't necessarily carve it out, it's moving forward.
Part of the.
Yeah, the arterial street fund, very small component of it.
It's like 121.
So the remainder of the money is that arterial street fund, you see this 1.2 million, is like the sales tax, and the year before, or some of those. It's not, but there is a small component of gas tax.
Okay. So we don't really get that much from gas. I mean, most of our streets and the maintenance is not gas.
Most of the stuff you see, the other later is the share grant funding is very helpful, but it's still back.
And I would just add, I think Derek talked about, we have about 2/3 in this funding cycle that was funded. I think we did the numbers last year, and it was about 4/5. And so, you know, that the amount of grant funding actually varies from year to year and project to project. Their staff do a great job maximizing our local investment to pull in other state federal dollars.
So that's kind of what we utilize to help kind of present to you one project we illustrate those what their secure plan and our budget. With that, we just want to highlight a couple of projects, somewhat recent projects. Our Elm Avenue Complete Streets project was funded through 2 Complete Street grants through the Transportation Management Board. The south side, project was completed in 2018, with the grant for filling the sidewalk gaps on the south side. We pursued additional complete streets funds and were awarded additional funding a couple years later, and we were able to construct those last year, which completed the sidewalks on the north side of the road. With that, we also merged that with our asphalt play and renewed development and bike lanes. Next project is the second one. Willow Street, next part of Willow Street, so, we had federal surface transportation block grants that we were secured for full, road improvements, full widening, better sidewalks, elimination, storm drainage. Added bike lanes from Mountain View to, Capitol, improved multimodal access to the school. Another example is our Brick Road and Bridges project, which is currently under design. We actually have a project open house on, Wednesday evening, we'll meet with property owners at City Hall, to discuss the project, but, another federal grant to construct, full road improvements, better sidewalks on both sides of the road. Schedule design this year, construction and complete the next year. The project cost on the way there was $1.6 million cost, with the grant covering close to 1.3. One thing that I like on this project, the Brick Road improvements actually added to the staff, and I'm not positive on that. I'm guessing 2017, but we received a petition from property owners wanting sidewalk improvements at this location. We had the staff in 2017. It's been on the staff for several years, but we finally will get clear the guidelines to make the project. So that is, that's all we have. I'm more than happy to answer all of you, ready to answer any questions.
Quick question.
Yeah.
A couple of terms that you used, level of stress analysis, what is that?
Maybe John can answer that. That's part of our active transportation plan for that.
So the local stress analysis looks at each corridor and ranks it in specific bicycle use. And gives it 4 different levels of stress. One would be very low stress. Pretty much any user can go there, any age, any building, and they feel safe. So a good example of that would be like a pathway that's totally separated from the street and wide enough for bicycles and pedestrians. So that'd be like, the lowest level of a user, they have the need for complete people in order to use it. That's where it's for us. Level 2 would be a step up from that, and they're curious, they're interested in traveling, but they're not sure. And so that user is more likely to use maybe an off-street facility, like a bike lane, would be a level 2 stress corridor. And then up to that, it's a little bit more stressful. That person is confident, but they would use something like a shared use pathway. We have those shares, and then that's something where you have more interaction with the car. So it's more of a level 3 stress. And level 4 would be a rider that's fearless and doesn't care. They're going to go anywhere no matter what. So really, they don't need facility. So really, you see, not too many people on that level 4. Yeah.
It's like South Canyon Road.
Right. So that's what the level stress does. Those maps give us an idea of where those islands are at. So if you have low stress areas of the city that are completely separated from each other, you want to try to create connections so that there's a low stress connection to get people in low stress neighborhoods to other areas of the city, not be isolated.
Okay, thank you. And the safety score.
It's probably for our ADA condition.
Yeah.
So that we evaluated, like, we evaluated those ADA ramps, things, sidewalks, there are a set of safety score based on the several criteria, whether it's barrier, the slope exceeds the new required slopes. So there's several factors we looked at, it's kind of a ranking based on all those factors.
So it seems to me that the priorities are on the major streets in the internal part of the city and connect to the outer, like Mountain View or Center. Is there ever any effort to look at just plain streets and neighborhoods and assess the need for sidewalks or a wider street or something like that?
Yes, there is, it just, as far as funding availability, streets that have more traffic, have more pedestrians are gonna rate higher for funding, a low cost street that doesn't have a high volume is not gonna get, not likely to get grant funding. That's where like, this last year, we did a block of sidewalk in all their streets, but it's a local fund, so the funding availability is a lot less, and it's typically just local funds, because of the local streets.
Okay, thank you. I just want to say in passing that I really appreciated it, like 3 years ago, how you all approved the church to get space sidewalks around the building and from Ridge Street. I really appreciate that.
And they partner and share the same spot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, thank you. Well, I do have one other question. So when somebody comes up to us, farmer's market or somewhere else, and they start complaining about a sidewalk in a neighborhood, it's really dangerous because there's a lot of kids and cars speed down the road and there's no sidewalk. What should we do with that person? Should we refer them to y'all?
yes, have them come to us and we keep a list of all the complaints or comments that we receive. Like I said, $160,000 a year for sidewalks doesn't go very far. Just for example, the Old Street sidewalk, one block of this sidewalk is $60,000. So it doesn't go farther than the curve or maybe grams, it did go for quite a bit. And we prioritize that based on the projects that we address or based off of our ADA transition. And we all need public feedback and comment.
I think
So where does money come from? There's like an emergency, like a situation where someone has to be fixed immediately. Is that a completely separate little fund?
We have all of our accounts have reserves, that we have in, but we would need cost capital approvals to tackle anything or address anything that's not like. But we do have reserves just ready to, just in case we, something comes up and we need to do it. They're on call. Yeah, and we have some on-call contracts, like we are, cyber program is determined that we have our step project of what we want them to do, but we also keep the contract open for the entire year. So if there's a need that arises, use a solar panel or something, we have a contract in place to take care of that. We do some funds in there, so we can address them.
Anyone else? I just, my understanding is if I don't have a sidewalk next to my property, I have to buy that sidewalk.
Sidewalks are typically constructed through the development themselves. And or if they're, if it's not there and you're doing a large home improvement or something, it's more than 50% of the valuation. But it's typically done by property, so initially.
So if I got together with my neighbors and we wanted to do separate blocks, that we could form an LID.
Yes, so there's a local improvement district where there's set up districts, we're actually, working on the one on. So yes, you can partner with the neighbors and there's ways that we can set up a repayment plan so the city can front the cost, through a set of district. Have a payment plan to pay back over.
And sometimes we defer those requirements.
Correct. So if there's a development that's going in where they're far enough away from, they're over 100 feet away from existing sidewalk, and it doesn't make sense to go from no sidewalk to sidewalk, kind of check the board through. We allow referrals that can be called, so they would have to do the improvements at that time. It's reported on the property. So anytime the council can call in those referrals, we can call that, council can call that in. A lot of people have referrals, like I mentioned earlier, we save up deferrals and we're able to pull them together and we're able to get grant funds and that, and I just, yeah, still grant funds, and do that, and we'll just use we do deferrals and yeah. And the benefits of the program as well, that we do get the grants, like Willis, we're going to do that at 86% federal match, and so we're able to share on the federal grant savings to those. We call them deferrals, so they don't have to pay 14% of the actual cost. So I don't think that,
So when we do like a project like on Galloway Road, where actually it's a county parcel, I was wondering if traveling, did we put the sidewalk in for Galloway Road?
correct.
Did those parcels participate?
They
If
do
they
not,
hadn't had any improvements, they wouldn't have had it there, right?
yeah,
So they just get the sidewalk.
yeah.
Anything else? Thank you for the presentation and the education and maybe for some questions for later.
Thank you.
Thanks.